All right, so today we're going to do a deep dive into conversation intelligence software,
Okay.
specifically Gong versus MeetRecord.
Right.
And this is really important for sales and revenue leaders.
Yeah.
We're talking about extracting insights from customer conversations
hmm
to boost team performance.
Yeah. It's really about understanding what's happening in those calls and
Exactly.
ultimately closing more deals.
Yeah, and we've got a bunch of reports and articles comparing these two, powerhouses, Gong and MeetRecord.
Right.
So we're going to break it down,
Yeah.
figure out, what matters,
hmm
what sets them apart,
Yeah.
and help you decide which platform might be the best fit for you.
Yeah. And what's really interesting is at first glance, they seem very similar.
Okay.
They both offer a whole suite of features like call recording and transcription deal intelligence. You've even got sentiment analysis,
Oh, absolutely.
you know, gauging how your customers are feeling during those calls.
Interesting.
Plus, you've got sales coaching features and CRM automation.
So they've got all the essentials.
It seems that way.
But where do they really differ?
Yeah.
Like I noticed in the research that Gong is really known for its data-driven approach.
Right.
It's kind of a powerhouse for sales optimization.
Absolutely. They really go deep into the data, especially with their sales forecasting tools.
Okay.
They've got sophisticated algorithms that can actually predict the probability of leads converting into customers.
So it's like a crystal ball, but for sales.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's all data-driven, no magic involved.
Interesting. So
So
what about MeetRecord then?
Yeah.
What makes them stand out?
Well, MeetRecord really emphasizes user-friendliness and accessibility.
Okay.
So, they make those powerful insights easy to grasp and act on.
Gotcha.
Think intuitive dashboards and customizable widgets.
So it's all about streamlining that experience.
Exactly.
But one report I saw highlighted MeetRecord's AI-powered coaching features.
Yes.
They're really pushing the boundaries there.
Yeah, they're not just identifying areas for improvement, but they're also giving reps specific steps to level up their game.
Yeah, I mean, it's like having an AI coach whispering in your ear during a call.
Exactly. It's this cool feature they call real-time conversation coaching.
I mean, wow, that's impressive.
It is, right?
I mean, imagine getting prompts and suggestions on how to handle objections, how to ask the right questions, even how to adjust your tone of voice.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, so Gong brings the data-driven insights,
Right.
and MeetRecord excels at user-friendliness and AI-powered coaching.
Yeah.
But let's be real here. Price is always a factor.
It is.
And our research shows a pretty significant difference between the two.
That's true. MeetRecord starts at $50 per user per month, with
Wow.
no setup fee or minimum seat requirement.
That's pretty affordable.
It is Gong, on the other hand, starts at $150 per user per month,
Okay.
with a $5,000 setup fee and a 5-seat minimum.
So for smaller teams or startups with limited budgets,
Yeah,
MeetRecord's pricing model could be a game changer.
absolutely.
But there's also a difference in their approach to AI.
You got it.
Both are leveraging it, but with different philosophies.
Yeah, Gong's AI is heavily focused on deep data analytics.
So it's all about the numbers.
Pretty much think predictive analytics using historical data to forecast future outcomes.
Okay.
And automated performance insights, they really give you that granular level of detail.
So it's like having a data scientist on your team.
Yeah, kind of working behind the scenes, constantly crunching numbers and uncovering hidden patterns.
So while Gong uses AI to dig deep into the data,
Right.
MeetRecord integrates it in a more user-friendly way.
Yeah, it's woven into the fabric of the platform,
Okay.
helping with things like real-time conversation, coaching sentiment analysis, and even automating those tedious CRM entries,
Right.
freeing up your sales reps to focus on what they do best selling.
So both are using the power of AI, but in distinct ways.
Exactly.
Gong is the analytical powerhouse,
Yes.
while MeetRecord prioritizes user experience and AI-powered assistance.
And this difference in approach also reflects their target audience.
Okay, I feel so.
Well, Gong seems to cater towards larger companies with well-established sales teams,
Mhm.
while MeetRecord, with its focus on accessibility and affordability,
Yeah.
appeals more to smaller teams and startups.
So it's not just about the features, it's about finding the right tool for your team's work style budget and long-term goals.
Exactly. There's no one-size-fits-all solution here.
And it's exciting to see how both platforms are constantly evolving,
They are.
adding new features, improving their AI algorithms, and finding innovative ways to help sales teams succeed.
So it's not a one-time decision.
Right?
You need to stay informed about the latest developments
Yeah.
and be open to reevaluating your needs as your business grows and changes.
What I find fascinating is that we're just scratching the surface of what's possible with conversation intelligence.
Yeah.
It feels like we're on the cusp of a major shift in how sales teams operate, and AI is going to play a huge role in that.
Absolutely. Now let's dig a little deeper into some other key features.
Okay.
Both platforms offer some pretty sophisticated tools for analyzing the content of your sales conversations.
We talked about sentiment analysis,
Yeah.
but what else can these platforms do?
Well, both platforms offer what they call keyword tracking.
Okay.
You can set up alerts for specific words or phrases that are important to you.
So you can be proactive and address issues before they become problems.
Exactly. And both platforms also allow you to create custom reports and dashboards
Okay.
to track the metrics that are most important to you.
So whether it's deal size close rate or the number of calls made,
Right.
you can get a clear picture of how your team is performing.
It's essential for data-driven sales leadership.
Absolutely.
You need to be able to measure what's working and what's not to optimize your strategy.
And what's interesting is that both Gong and MeetRecord are moving beyond just analyzing sales calls.
Yeah.
They're starting to integrate with other communication channels like email and chat.
So you can get a more holistic view of your customer interactions no matter where they're happening.
Exactly, because sales isn't just about phone calls anymore. It's
Yeah.
about meeting your customers where they are and providing a seamless experience across all channels.
It's all about creating a comprehensive view of the customer journey,
Yeah.
understanding their needs,
Right.
and tailoring your approach accordingly.
So Gong and MeetRecord are really pushing the boundaries of what's possible with conversation intelligence.
I think so.
They're not just analyzing conversations, they're providing tools to optimize the entire sales process.
From initial outreach to closing the deal and beyond.
This has been a fascinating look into the world of conversation intelligence.
It has.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
Yeah.
From the basic features to the AI-powered capabilities, it's clear that Gong and MeetRecord are changing the game for sales teams.
Absolutely. And as these platforms continue to evolve, we can expect even more innovation and groundbreaking features.
So for our listeners who are sales and revenue leaders,
Yeah.
what are some key takeaways, some actionable steps they can take right now to leverage these insights?
Well, first and foremost, it's time to embrace the power of conversation intelligence.
Okay.
Don't let those valuable customer interactions slip away.
Got it.
Start recording those calls,
Yeah.
transcribing them, and analyzing the data.
So ignoring this technology is like leaving money on the table.
Exactly.
Wow.
You're missing out on valuable insights that can help you close more deals, coach your team more effectively,
Yeah.
and build stronger customer relationships.
So step one is to get on board with conversation intelligence.
Right.
What's next?
Next, take a close look at your team's needs and your budget.
Okay.
Do you need the deep dive analytics of Gong? Or is the user friendliness and coaching focus of MeetRecord a better fit?
Right.
Consider your team's size, their technical proficiency, and the specific challenges you're facing.
It really comes down to what's going to be most effective for your specific situation.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment. Try out a few different platforms. See what works best for your team.
That's great advice. So embrace conversation intelligence, assess your needs, experiment with different platforms, anything else.
One final thought for all the forward-thinking leaders out there, think beyond sales.
Okay.
How could these tools be used to improve other areas of your business?
Interesting.
Could they help you get better feedback from customers, identify potential product improvements, or even streamline internal communication?
Wow, that's a great point. We've been laser focused on sales, but it's clear that conversation intelligence has implications far beyond just closing deals.
Absolutely. It's about understanding what your customers are saying, what your team is saying, and using those insights to make better decisions across the board.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
Thanks for breaking it all down for us.
My pleasure. Remember, the future of business is all about understanding and leveraging the power of conversations.
Great advice. Thanks again.
You're welcome. You know, it's really fascinating how these platforms are like blurring the lines between sales,
Yeah.
customer success, and even product development.
Yeah, it's like this whole feedback loop thing
Exactly.
that we haven't really had before.
Right, you're getting this real-time pulse on what your customers are experiencing and what they need. And it's not just for sales teams. This is valuable for any business.
Absolutely.
Hey.
So conversation intelligence isn't just a sales tool.
Right.
It's a strategic asset for the whole organization.
I think so. And let's dive a little deeper into how Gong and MeetRecord are using AI
Yeah?
to revolutionize sales coaching.
Yeah, we've talked about real-time feedback and post-call analysis.
Right. But there's another layer here that's really interesting.
Okay, what's that?
Well, both platforms are starting to use AI to identify individual coaching needs
Interesting.
and then recommend specific training modules or resources.
So it's like a personalized learning path for each rep.
Yeah, exactly. Tailored to their strengths and weaknesses.
Wow, that's a game changer for sales enablement.
It is. It's a data-driven approach to coaching and development,
Right.
making sure that reps get the specific training they need to succeed.
So it's not just about skills training.
No, it goes beyond that.
Okay, give me an example.
Imagine a rep who's consistently struggling to close deals.
Okay.
The AI could analyze their calls
Mm-hmm.
and maybe identify a pattern of negativity
Interesting.
or a lack of confidence in their pitch.
So the AI is picking up on those subtle cues.
Like tone of voice and emotional state.
Wow.
And then based on that analysis, the AI might recommend training modules focused on building confidence, overcoming objections, or even managing stress and anxiety.
So it's about addressing the root cause.
Exactly, not just treating the symptoms.
I like that, a holistic approach to coaching.
Yes, focusing on the whole person.
And it could create a more positive work environment, too.
Absolutely. And it shows how AI is transforming coaching and development.
Yeah, moving beyond those traditional methods.
Wow. Right, and embracing a more personalized, data-driven approach.
But let's not forget about the core function of these platforms.
Right.
Analyzing conversations to get those actionable insights.
Yeah, at the heart of it, these tools are about understanding what your customers are saying, what your team is saying, and using that information to improve.
We've talked about keyword tracking and sentiment analysis.
We have.
But there's also this ability to analyze the structure and flow of conversations.
Yes, that's a really interesting one.
So how does that work?
Well, both Gong and MeetRecord can identify patterns in how conversations unfold.
Okay.
They can analyze things like the ratio of talking time between the rep and the customer,
Okay.
the types of questions being asked, and even the overall tone and energy of the conversation.
So it's not just what's being said, but how it's being said.
Exactly. The nonverbal cues, the pacing, the dynamics of the conversation.
And all of that provides insights.
It does. For example, the AI might find that reps who ask more open-ended questions tend to have higher close rates,
Interesting.
or that conversations with a more positive and energetic tone are more likely to lead to a sale.
So it's uncovering those patterns that we might miss.
Right, and then using those insights to coach your team
Yeah.
and refine your sales strategy.
It's like having this constant feedback loop.
Exactly.
Helping you improve every interaction.
Now, we've focused a lot on sales.
I have.
But these tools have applications far beyond that.
Right, like in customer success.
Yes, imagine being able to analyze those customer interactions and identify potential churn risks
Okay.
or address issues before they even escalate.
That would be amazing for customer success teams.
It would, right? They're always fighting churn, trying to improve customer retention.
So we could actually predict and prevent churn.
In a way, yes.
That's incredible.
And it highlights how conversation intelligence can create a more proactive, customer-centric approach.
Not just in sales, but across the entire customer journey.
Exactly. And then there's product development.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier.
We did, but I think it's worth diving deeper.
Okay.
Being able to analyze customer conversations for product feedback is incredibly valuable for product teams.
I imagine so.
Think about sifting through thousands of calls
Wow.
and pinpointing the most common feature requests,
Okay.
pain points, and suggestions.
That's a goldmine of information.
It is for product managers who are trying to prioritize features
Right.
and make data-driven decisions.
So instead of relying on surveys,
Exactly.
you're getting real-time insights from actual conversations.
You can see what features are resonating, what's causing confusion, what customers really want.
It's like having a direct line to your customers' thoughts,
It is, and it leads to more customer-centric product development.
which ultimately means better products.
Exactly. Products that are more valuable and engaging for your users.
Now, before we wrap up,
Yeah.
I want to touch on internal communication.
Okay, that's an interesting one.
I'm curious about your thoughts on how these platforms can be applied there.
I'm listening.
Well, think about all the meetings, the emails, the Slack conversations that happen within a company every day.
Oh, there are a lot of them.
Right. And imagine being able to analyze those conversations.
Okay.
To identify patterns, trends, areas for improvement.
Get your
You could team communication,
Yeah.
identify knowledge gaps,
Right.
even foster a more positive work environment.
That's a really cool perspective.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about it that way, but it makes sense.
So by analyzing internal communication, we can see how teams are working together. We can identify friction or miscommunication.
Yeah.
And we can pinpoint opportunities to improve knowledge sharing and collaboration.
It's like taking a magnifying glass to your internal communication.
Exactly, and uncovering those hidden patterns.
To create a more efficient and harmonious workplace?
It's about applying those principles of conversation intelligence to every part of your business.
Yes, not just external interactions.
Conversation intelligence is more than just a tool.
It is.
It's a mindset.
A way of approaching communication and using it to drive positive change.
And as these platforms evolve,
You're right.
we can expect even more creative applications of conversation intelligence.
Absolutely, across all aspects of business and beyond.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
Exploring Gong and MeetRecord, their AI-powered coaching, and the broader implications of conversation intelligence.
It's been a fascinating look at the power of conversation intelligence.
Yeah.
And how it can revolutionize how we work, communicate, and build relationships.
But before we move on,
Yes.
let's go back to choosing the right platform for your needs.
It's so important with so many options out there
Yeah.
to carefully evaluate your requirements, your budget, your goals.
And don't be afraid to experiment.
Absolutely. Try out different platforms, see what works best for your team,
The key is to embrace conversation intelligence
no matter which platform you choose.
and use those insights to make positive changes in your organization. Wow. It's been quite a journey exploring this world of conversation intelligence.
It has.
I mean, we've seen how these platforms can totally revolutionize sales coaching.
Yeah.
And, unlock all these customer insights. Even, reshape product development. Gong and MeetRecord are really leading the way.
I think so. It's really inspiring to see how businesses are using these tools,
Yeah.
to turn conversations into actual insights.
So as we wrap up,
Yeah.
let's give our listeners some concrete takeaways.
Okay.
If you're a sales or revenue leader, what can you do right now?
Well, first things first, you got to dive in.
Okay.
Don't let those customer conversations just disappear.
Why?
Start recording your calls, transcribing them, and, getting comfortable with analyzing that data.
So it's like uncovering a hidden treasure.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many insights just waiting to be discovered.
So step one, embrace conversation intelligence.
Right. Make it part of your daily routine.
Okay, what's next?
Next, you need to really think about your team's needs and your budget.
Okay.
Do you need that deep dive analytics that Gong offers?
Right.
Or is MeetRecord's user-friendliness and coaching focus a better fit?
It's about finding the right tool for the job.
It is consider your team's size, their technical skills, and the challenges you're facing.
There's no one right answer.
Nope, it's all about what works best for your specific situation.
And don't be afraid to, play around with it.
Absolutely. Try out different platforms.
Yeah.
See what your team likes best.
Most companies offer free trials,
They do.
so you can test the waters before you commit.
So embrace conversation intelligence, assess your needs, and experiment.
Great advice. Anything else?
One last thought. Think beyond sales.
Okay.
How can these tools be used in other areas of your business?
That's a good point.
Could they help with customer success,
Yeah.
getting product feedback, or even streamlining internal communication?
We've been so focused on sales.
Right, but the possibilities are much bigger than that.
It's about understanding what everyone is saying
Exactly. Your customers, your team.
and then using those insights to make better decisions.
Across the board.
Well, this has been a fantastic deep dive into conversation intelligence.
It has been.
Thanks for joining us and sharing your expertise.
My pleasure. Always happy to talk about this stuff.
And to our listeners out there,
Yeah.
keep those conversations going.
Absolutely. The most valuable ones are often the ones we least expect.
So stay curious and keep listening.